Hey guys, it's Skybird, and today we're going to be taking a look at a few of my different Pit Rahi. Three of these I actually built within like the last couple of days, but a couple of them here are a little bit older. So we'll go ahead and start with the oldest one first, and that is this one right here. I haven't given it a name per se. It's a type of flatfish, I guess you could say. But the idea was that I was actually just kind of messing around. So I actually built this or designed this way back when the Witch Doctor set came out for Hero Factory, so it didn't exactly have this hilt piece in the front here to hold the eyes in. I was just using lift arms and stuff at that time. But I ended up redesigning it here more previously so I could give it better eyes, just a little more stability in the set overall. And you'll see I'm actually using these ball pin pieces, these toe ball pieces, to hold the tail in place. Now, it's technically an illegal building technique, but it does work out well because they just kind of clip in there and leave you just enough room to leave this tail piece here on, and I think that gives the back tail a little bit more dimension than if I just had used the Vizirac foot. So the wings on the sides here can fold up if that is something that you enjoy, I guess. But I like to have them just kind of splayed out. It allows them to give you a really nice agile look to the character. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this guy. So we'll go ahead and move on. I guess you could also say it looks a little like a catfish with the barbs on the front. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on here to the next oldest one, I guess. This is my Pit Mutated Ussel Crab. Let me try and, yeah, focus my camera on it. So this is actually one that I designed probably like 6 months to a year ago, give or take. And I was just kind of messing around with the Kalima armor piece and different armor pieces in general with the beast style foot. So I ended up making this in sand green because we didn't get any sand green creations in 2007. And it was a very vibrant year, so it just kind of inspired me to go with new, bright, different colors. Anyway, so I ended up making this little guy here, and the nice thing about him is that he's pretty customizable. So right now I'm just using a ball piece on the back here just so that it has a bit of counterweight to keep it from tipping forward. But you can attach stuff to that, you know, if you want to put a Zammer Sphere launcher on it or something. You just can clip a socket on there. But you can also change this out for a specific type of lift arm to allow McDonald's-style Matoran to just sit on the back here, which is really nice. You can also put different pieces on here in general to use like the Toa Mavri and Toa Inika Lego minifigures, and put them on here as well, and then you could attach something to the top as an accessory. So lots of customizability for this guy. I think it's a really good set. It fits the vibe of 2007 really well, in my opinion. And then for the actual articulation, I guess you could say, you can tip the actual crab up and down, which I think is very nice. Of course, the eyes can move as well. And then on top of that, the arms are actually on a bar piece, a 3-long bar piece. So you actually get upward movement of the arms. You also get the friction pin in there as well, so you get a bunch of side-to-side movement, and then a ball joint as well for the actual hands. So tons of posability for this little guy here. I think that is a really nice build. It's also one that can be changed, you know, you can change the color of quite easily. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this little guy came out. He's probably one of my favorite Rahi that I've designed just in general that aren't classic styled necessarily. Anyway, we'll go to the next oldest one, which is one that I designed a couple of days ago. So I actually designed this because online we're actually doing a collaboration where we are messing around with like making different stars sets. So I made a Kalima stars. Now this is not what I'm officially going to submit into the collaboration because it has too many pieces, but one thing that I was messing around with the custom torso here were these Kalima shoulder pieces. And so one of the nice things about them is that you can stick a bunch of different stuff inside there to attach arms in this case. But in this one's case here, I ended up using it to kind of round out the actual Baraki mandible piece. I don't have the white one of these, unfortunately. I would prefer to use that, but the silver looks really good on here as well. So I ended up making this little attachment here. I can actually pull off this with some little lift arms inside here to create a assembly for the entire build that allows you to stabilize this shoulder pad piece and these teeth here, so nothing's going anywhere, nothing's falling out or moved or anything like that. I also ended up giving it the transparent bright green eyes because I think they stand out really nicely against that Metru red color, and I gave it the regular Manta red as the accent color as well. So on the back here, there's just a friction pin inside there that you can use to actually tip the tail back and forth to give it a little bit of a swimming action. And then, of course, the fins on the sides are on a ball joint. And lastly, the actual angler portion, the lure portion of the anglerfish, is just a soft, flexible tube. And I decided to use brown here just so it would stand out against the yellow that I'm using for the light or lure on the end. And I think it works out really well overall. So, very happy with this little guy here. I'll definitely be trying to make instructions for these guys for anybody that wants to build them as well to kind of round out the 2007 theme. So this one I have to apologize for in advance. It's not quite finished, and also this silver piece here is broken, so this is going to fall out quite a lot, unfortunately. It's just got a crack in it, which is a really unfortunate thing, and I'm not sure where my other silver ones are right now. Probably using them. That said, though, I'm working on a kind of Manta Ray style build for this one. I'm not positive that I like this just yet. I don't hate it. I think it looks nice, but I want to use only 2007 and prior pieces for this specifically. And so it's kind of my challenge to myself, which means I can't really use like newer weapons and stuff, which is a little unfortunate. And I'm not quite satisfied with these Karapar weapon pieces as the side fins just yet. So I'm still thinking about exactly how I want to do that. That said, the Vizirac tail back here, of course, I'd probably change out for something else as well. Maybe the silver tentacle piece or something. Not quite sure exactly what I want to do, but my main color scheme for this one is transparent light blue. So rather than this one here, so I should go ahead and point this out that I've noticed this, and I'm imagine it's intentional, but I'm not positive of that. But there's actually two different colors of this shell specifically. There's the trans medium blue, which is this kind of darker area here, and then there's this trans light blue. And I don't think it's intentionally designed to be two different colors. I think it's just a variation within the manufacturing process, but it's very clearly, let me go ahead and try and focus that camera. There we go. Two different colors here. Like when you look at the area where there isn't any glow in the dark, this matches the trans aqua or trans light blue, while this matches the trans medium blue. It just doesn't fluoresce under black light. So a little bit interesting, but yeah, nonetheless, it's kind of a cool build. Again, this piece is all fallen out because it's cracked real badly, but you can kind of see what's going on here if my camera decides to focus. There we go. And yeah, so that's how that one works. And so we'll go ahead and move on to the last one. This is the big guy for today. I do have a couple of other Rahi designed for 2007 and the Pit specifically. Unfortunately, one of them is a design I made well over 10 years ago, and I can't exactly remember how I built it. So I got to take a lot of time to kind of try and rebuild it appropriately. But that said, this design, I was actually inspired by that Manta Ray that I was just kind of showing off a moment ago, because before I made it with the Vizirac tail piece on the back, I ended up making it with a Hordeca foot. And again, my camera's not going to focus, so that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I should apologize because my camera is not great. It's my phone, and it has a lot of issues. So, yeah, so what's interesting about this... Come on, camera, focus. Not going to focus. There we go. Yeah, so what's interesting about this guy, and what inspired it, was actually the... I guess you could say the interaction between the Spinax headpiece and different armor pieces on the bottom. So originally it was the Hordeca foot, but I ended up actually swapping it out for a Matoro shoulder pad piece because I just liked the way that those two pieces fit together at the bottom here. It gave me a very nice organic mouth look. So I ended up creating eyes on the side here, just using some of these, let me see if I can get them out. No, but that's right. Some of these tiles with a little like bar sticking out of the other side, and it gives me these anti-connection points that I can connect these transparent pieces to and use them as eyes. So it ends up working out really, really nicely. On top of that, the actual design I came up with allows you to open the mouth on this one just a teeny bit, but it's more than enough to give you a very nice kind of suckerfish look or something. So really cool, and it locks in place when it's closed, which is really neat too. But what I ended up doing was just kind of smashing these two pieces together, so to speak, building up the inside of this to actually connect this Karapar or Mantax style armor piece here. And then I ended up building just a bunch of stuff around it, kind of messing around. And so I opted for a function on the back of this one, and that is actually using the Paraka style Zammer launcher. And originally I was going to use the tail itself as the way to activate it. Unfortunately, there's just a little too much flex in these pieces, and I don't want to like break this or bend something out of the way. So I ended up giving it a little bit of a longer hold on here so that you can just kind of grab it and then push and launch. So the way this works is this rubber lift arm that's up here is actually connected to that, so it kind of defaults to the center position, but it gives you a wobbling or a flopping motion, and then when you move the head out of the way, you reveal that Zammer launcher, and now you can fire it. So the idea is that you can just kind of sweep the head sideways. Again, camera, come on. There we go. I don't know why it's doing it. But yeah, you can sweep the head sideways, and then you can just shoot the Zammer, and it will, hit whatever you shoot it at, which I think is a really cool way to do it. It's kind of this interesting look, because from the front you get these neat fins and this tall pectoral or dorsal fin. But then you can just kind of sweep it sideways and do a quick shot, which I think is really neat. So lastly, I ended up giving him the Pohatu blades from 2015 because they made a really nice looking fishtail. They're also locked in place using this piece here, so this top one can't move at all, which is really neat. I've never done that before, but it's a nice way to kind of lock these pieces. And I know that bootleg silver ones of these exist. I wish I had them. Unfortunately, I don't, so gunmetal is the color in this case for me to use. But yeah, it still looks really, really nice, and I'm very happy with the overall build here, so I'm not going to complain too much. One of the nice things with this one, too, is you can do some recoloring. Like, there's always going to be silver on it, but you could swap out these fins on the side for lime green, swap out this piece up here for lime green, dark green, maybe swap out this Metru piece for dark green, so on and so forth, and get just a little bit of extra color in there as well, if you'd like. Or even doing it with, like, dark red, dark red, dark red, so on. So you definitely got some options, and I think it's a good build overall. So yeah, anyway, that is my 5 Rahi for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was not really something I had planned on making, but I had a little bit of free time between the storms and stuff to try and get this out there. So if you guys enjoyed the channel and enjoyed the video, go ahead and show me by leaving a like and subscribing. And of course, if you guys have any ideas for Pit Rahi, I'm kind of kicking those around right now and tossing around different ideas, so I definitely want to try my hand at building some more. And I will see you guys in the next one, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. Take care.